Okay, well, let's talk about Juneteenth, right? So I was reading a little bit, just trying to figure out the weekend, right? So it's my wife's family. They do a week, and so we were trying to figure out how I'm going to come back and do back and forth. And so I pulled up on the website, Rocky Mountain City. And we're doing Friday. We're doing a parade at 5, and then on Saturday, and then we've added a Sunday event. So,
yes.
But there wasn't a whole lot more to it than just sort of, this band at this time, this band at this time. So, can y'all tell me a little bit about the parade? Is that new? Or
it is new.
I just missed that. Okay, that is new.
Well, it's not new. We when we started the Juneteenth,
okay,
we wanted to have a parade.
Okay,
all right. But we were never able to get a big parade. So,
okay, like a permit or whatever, or enough people. Or
well, we had the kids marching through our communities.
Right.
Okay. We've had the horsemen riding.
Right.
One year we had a band that came down for us, but we could never get enough people to do a parade.
I got you.
Now we finally got enough to do a parade.
So what is the magic number to do a parade? I got to know.
I don't know. Okay,
but more than 2, right?
Yes. But see, this year we got floats and cars. And
that's awesome. That is awesome.
And we're trying to implement a new Miss Juneteenth this year.
Oh, okay.
So just to start it out, and we'll have our Grand Marshal.
Yeah? And who is the Grand Marshal this year?
The Grand Marshal is Marguerite Berth Perkins this year.
Well, can you tell us a little bit about Marguerite?
Yes.
I mean, a lot of folks don't know who she is, but that is an awesome selection.
She has been a business owner downtown Rocky Mount for the last 50 years.
Right.
So we're trying to celebrate her.
Right.
She has a boutique called La Empress.
That's
yes,
right. Yes.
Very known, well known, and very nice, very elegant, very classy boutique.
Yeah.
But she is a big community activist also.
Right.
And is very involved in so she was nominated.
Oh, I think she's an awesome choice.
I do too.
I'm sorry I missed her 50th anniversary party for the store, but that's a big deal.
Yes,
it's a big deal to start a store. To take that
to
risk,
keep it going,
and for 50 years.
Yes.
I mean, day in and day out.
Yes.
You know, at least one of those days she wanted to quit.
Right. Probably a few of those days, but she hung in there, and we're able to celebrate her this year.
And I think that's awesome.
Yes.
Great choice. So, all right. So we do the parade, and we got the Grand Marshal, if you will, and then what do we roll into? Is the AB Honor Roll thing? I guess.
Yes.
Which I think is an awesome event.
We will actually start the parade and end at the event center where the program will be held, the ceremony to celebrate the kids.
Awesome.
And their accomplishment of the year. And we'll have the kids receive their awards. This year we have a new award called the Mayor's Cup.
Oh, fun.
And that is for the students. Yes. Thank you so much
happy
for
to
that.
do that. Happy.
Yes, so we'll be able to award them with the Mayor's Cup for those that made straight A's throughout the year.
And so for folks who don't know, so what we do here in Juneteenth as part of the celebration, the committee, and it has been doing this for a long time.
Yes.
Celebrates every student in who's from Rocky Mount.
Yes.
I think it's just Rocky Mount, right?
It is Rocky
Mount. It's not in the area. It's just Rocky Mount, who have been on the AB Honor Roll during the course of the whole year.
Yes.
And so it's a celebration. There's usually they're given a medal and a certificate. You call your name.
Yes.
And there's a chance to win a bicycle too, or 2 or 3.
Yes.
And I think it's just a great thing because it's hard. It's hard. I mean, you got to celebrate that AB. I mean, we celebrate our sports stars all the time.
Yes.
Because it's fun to watch. We all get involved.
Yes, sir.
But that kid who makes an A or B, that's a kid who has a chance for a much greater life if you stick with it. You just want to provide a little encouragement.
Yes.
And I just think awesome. That's what y'all do is awesome.
Those are actually 2 separate entities.
Okay.
The bicycle rodeo is separate.
Well, I guess it all got blurred up in my head. But that's why you're here. You call me out, right?
Yes. No, I mean...
Not call me out,
but
explain it to me.
But the award ceremony for the kids has just been a blessing.
Yes.
And we're able to show the community as well as the parents their success and we see so many bad things on TV.
Right.
We want to highlight the kids and their grades and honor them. And it's like going to the prom. They dress them up, and it's like a big deal. And I love seeing their smiling faces.
Well, it is
to be
a
celebrated.
big deal. Look, that's a year's worth of work,
Yes,
right?
yes.
That didn't happen just one day.
Hard-lived, yes.
That's it. So, I mean, yeah, kudos.
Yes, yes.
So that'll be on Friday after the parade.
Yes.
Okay, and then that usually lasts about an hour, 2 hours,
Yes,
something like
about
that.
an hour.
So then what we got going on?
All right, and from there,
Yeah.
we would have the McLaughlin Band. They play jazz.
Okay.
And followed by the McLaughlin Band, we'll have Chan Hall. And our headliner for Friday night is Cassandra Lewis.
Okay.
And she was the winner of The Voice TV show. So,
outstanding.
So that's going to be a great evening.
You know, I'm always jealous of people who can sing. I mean, everybody asks me, gosh, can't you sing? I'm like, man, I've got 2 notes, one higher and one lower than what you hear. So I'm your doo-wop guy, but I can't carry a tune if my life depended on it. So I just love it when people have that ability, and I like to watch it, you know?
And also, we would have line dancing. The line dancers will also be there, food vendors. It's just going to be a great evening for our community.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And so where will the food vendors be lined up? Will they be at the Imperial Center parking lot where they traditionally are?
No, they'll be on Washington and Tarboro.
So everything's kind of in that 5 Points area, at least on Friday night. That's sort of the idea, to keep it around there. Okay, and Harambee Square, I guess, and the parking lot at Edgecombe Community College-ish.
If I could go back to
please.
The AB Honor Roll part, we also get a guest speaker to encourage the kids along the way, but we try to get someone from the Edgecombe County community where this all started.
Right. Well, you know what? If you go back and tell the Genesis story about how it did all start, and then we can, I think that ties it all together. And,
absolutely.
And I think it makes sense for folks. And I don't even know that I know the story.
Okay,
I know that Miss May Parker grabbed me by the ear and said, "We're going to do this."
Yes.
And so I said,
whatever
"Yes, ma'am."
she says goes.
I said, "Yes, ma'am."
Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am. Miss May is a good person. Yeah. But it started 22 years ago.
Okay.
And Mike Lewis, Reginald Barrett, my husband.
Yeah.
Throw that little piece in there.
Two of my favorite
and Vernon Powell was kind of spearheading it off.
Right.
And it started as a community get-together to partner with the police department.
Okay.
So the law enforcement and the sheriff and on both Edgecombe and Nash got together and made it all happen, and then joined in with the Juneteenth part, which they followed the very next weekend.
Okay.
It started out being a Hillsdale community.
Gotcha. And then it kind of expanded into, let's make this more of a city thing.
And it got bigger and bigger. And Vernon Powell, who has now passed on due to cancer, was a big financial supporter of it all, and won awards throughout his career with Duke University Hospital that gave us a lot of incentive on how to do this and make this happen and make it worthy for the whole community to get involved. And then we were asked to partner with the Juneteenth side, and you can go from there.
All right, now the Juneteenth, we all came together. It was the Rocky Mount OIC, the City of Rocky Mount Parks and Recreation, Soul Survivors, the Pride of Rocky Mount Lodge 845, and Khadijah Rites of Passage. We all had an idea of having a free, fun event for the kids for the first part of summer. That was safe. You know. And so we all met at a Booker T. And then this was back in
Booker
November.
T High School.
No, Booker T Recreation Center.
Okay, got it. Well, I mean, there's a difference. So, I'm trying to get the story right.
Right. And then we all met and talked about what we wanted to do.
Right.
So we said, why don't we just do it together as one large event? And we started out behind the OIC. So we all threw out some names. Everybody, when we're doing their separate events. Right. And Juneteenth was what we all came up with.
Okay.
So in 2005, January is when we actually formalized.
Right.
And we had our first Juneteenth Festival right behind OIC.
Sure.
Right behind Booker T. Rec Center.
Sure.
Right in the little parking lot.
Sure. Well, that makes total sense. And it's amazing to me that, everybody's having kind of the same idea. That's so true of Rocky Mountain, so many things, right?
Yes.
Everybody's doing their own little thing. And once you kind of bring it together, isn't it amazing the power and the impact that it has in terms of the explosion that can occur?
Yes.
I spent a lot of time trying to get groups to try to get together because it makes sense. But anyway, tell us a little bit about Juneteenth. A lot of folks listening don't even know what Juneteenth is. And I can tell the story, but I think better for the group here to be able to tell the whole story.
Okay. Juneteenth for us is where we want to educate our youth.
That's right.
About our history.
That's right.
And one way of doing that is to bring them out and also just give out points about Juneteenth. Because for a long time, a lot of people didn't know what Juneteenth was. They just came to the festival.
I didn't know what Juneteenth was until about 15 years ago.
Right.
Just to put it in perspective, right?
So music brings people out.
Right.
And once you get them out there, that's when you educate them.
That's right.
And we had a good ride.
Right.
Getting to the point where the city became a larger part of it.
Right.
And then throughout our first 5 to 6 years, we would do ours on the first weekend.
Right.
Community Empowerment would do theirs on the Memorial Day weekend.
Right.
And then John Battle from the city brought all of us together and said, why can't we do this all like on National Juneteenth? Yeah.
Which is the 19th, right, of June.
Yes. But we still kept it the first weekend in June.
Right.
So once Community Empowerment did their event in Hillsdale Park that weekend, then the next week, we had the Juneteenth Festival.
I got you.
And it all started in 1865 when the slaves were freed.
Right.
It took about a year for the word to get across.
Right.
But in several states, they've been celebrating, and people are trying to change the celebration to education, which it should be. I mean, without a doubt, of course. But they're not wanting to let us forget where we came from. We just want to bring it all together and cause some unity, and education, as he said before.
Well, look, it's part of all of our story, right? So we just need to embrace
from where we're from.
That's right. And then how do we get to that place where we need to be? And then, that's always the challenge. And so I get it, and how appropriate AB should be celebrated, how appropriate that there should be celebration, right? I mean, it was a celebration.
Yes.
And it still continues to be, and a point of education.
Yes.
So where do y'all want to go next year? I mean, we want to go back to the schedule, or
we have some schedule.
All right, so then we're on Saturday.
Saturday morning.
Saturday morning.
Yes.
You want to
Saturday morning, yes, will be our Vernon Powell Memorial Bike Rodeo.
Right.
Vernon Powell is just a staple in this whole organization, so we decided to name it after him.
Sure.
In memory of him and all that he did before.
Right.
So that we just don't want to forget where we started and how we started.
Right.
And who was a big part of that.
Right.
Getting everything together. But we start out on early Saturday morning at 8 a.m. at the Metropolitan Baptist Church. We have prayer.
Right.
We have safety tips. We have an actual obstacle course that we go through and make sure everybody know their hand signals, and that everyone is comfortable on the bikes as we ride through the community, yell into the tip to the tip of our voices, saying, "Hello, good morning, wake up." We're out here supporting. We just want to do a friendly ride and bring everybody together and just have some fun.
Yeah.
So that's the start of our day, and then later on
and
that
all that,
day,
because I participated in that,
yes,
and that
you have.
is
We
fun.
had so much
fun, and then you end up kind of about 10:30 kind of at the Imperial Center where everything's kind of setting up. But you also have usually escorts, and we're going all through all different neighborhoods. It's not just, it's a 2.5 hour ride. So, but it is a joy, and I would recommend anybody to go. It is just a lot of fun.
Yes, it's a lot of fun.
All right, once the bikers arrive, then we have our opening ceremony.
Okay.
All right. Then we have Miss Ashe.
I missed that. I must have moseyed off and found a funnel cake or something.
Right. We have Sule Ashe doing our libation.
Yeah.
Then we have our. Then we do the Black National Anthem. And we're going to our cultural events, which we have the Nkuma drummers, and then we have a African dance theater that's going to be there also.
Okay.
And
now, are these performing on the outside stages? Or
yes,
okay,
yes, on the outside stage.
Okay, got it.
The whole event is going to be outside in front of the train station.
And I think the weather's supposed to be great this weekend too. I think the temperature's a little bit cooler than it is right now in the 80s, so that should be awesome.
Let's just continue to pray.
Yeah, amen. Hey, well, let's pray right now. Dear Lord God, we ask that it will be great weather coming on Saturday and Sunday and on Friday, and bless this event in every way it should be. Amen.
Yes.
Amen.
Yes.
So who funds all this talent? This is no small task.
This is
Is this what you do all year round? Hold up in the first weekend.
Stops.
I need you.
It's challenging.
Yeah.
But we try to bring the best talent to Rocky Mount.
Right.
And I am so blessed that they're willing to work with us.
Well, and as Juneteenth has become a more recognized holiday, right? It just was declared a national holiday recently, right?
Last
this past year, right? So Rocky Mount's been doing this a long time. So I think we've been a little bit on the forefront in recognizing Juneteenth and celebrating it, in part because of community organizations and coming together and the city adding some help into the mix. It's got to be harder and harder and harder to find the talent. Back when we were the biggest fish out there.
Actually, we have a lot of people calling asking to be a part.
Oh, that is awesome.
And we welcome that.
Yeah, of course.
But we have guidelines too.
Yeah.
And we try to stay within some kind of unity.
Sure.
And we have a lot of people. We actually have a band this year that's from Rocky Mount.
Oh, good.
But they live in D.C. in the, I guess that's the metropolitan area.
Sure, yeah.
So they'll be performing, and we look forward to that.
Yeah. I hate hearing people from here. Everybody should be here.
Yes.
I don't hate hearing that.
But what I want to pay homage to is those bands and groups that came to us when we got started.
Right.
When we had the fried chicken and say a fish place.
Right.
In order to get them a donation.
Yeah. Well, shout out a couple of those names. I mean, that's
Jimmy Carney is one of them.
All right.
And then I know Hickoryville Missionary Baptist Church.
Okay.
Has been with us from day one.
Yeah.
Southern Bank. Been with us from day one.
PNC.
And OIC has been with us from day one. Those organizations, and May Ellert has been with us from day one.
Sure.
They've always given us donations, and they've always been sponsors every year.
That is awesome. That is awesome when you find that, right? I mean, everything's about relationship. And that's an example of a good corporate relationship, a corporate relationship.
I'm thankful for the ones that are here now.
Right. Of course. And we want more. I mean, we don't stop there. Just because you heard those names, we can add you to the banner too, right?
Right.
Yes, indeed. And also a couple of our founders, Mr. John and Mary Perry, have passed on.
Right.
So we have a scholarship in their honor, whereas we give out 4 humanitarian scholarships for $250 for a 9th through 11th grader that does community service.
That's outstanding.
And we give out 2 scholarships for $500 for a senior going off to college. So that's going to be after the speaker, or after the speaker and the bike giveaway.
Right.
So it's a lot going on Saturday.
Oh, that is outstanding. I'm sorry, I stopped you midway through what's going on Saturday. I don't think we were to lunchtime yet, are we?
No.
But I just got curious. I had to jump in there.
Yes.
So we had the opening remarks, then we go into a couple bands, and then where else were we on Saturday?
All right. We got X Factor. They do the funk.
Okay, good. Good. Some George Clinton and some Parliament.
Exactly.
They're gonna bring the
what
funk.
time was that? I might have to make that trip back for that.
That's gonna be.
Or at least is this being televised by any chance, or Facebook? The performances.
Live
streaming.
Will probably.
Well, that would be awesome.
I'll check that out.
Now I know on Friday night, Sandra Lewis is going to bring her TV crew.
Okay.
With her.
Okay.
So I know hers will be. And then also our keynote speaker is Dr. Jacqueline Shaw.
Right.
And then the first band we have after the speaker would be We Are One. They are We Are One Experience. They do the Maze music.
Okay.
Anybody familiar with Maze and Franklin Beverly?
Okay, sure. Yeah, there you go. Yeah.
And then following that, we have a band called Purple Experience.
That's the Prince cover band, right?
They are certified by his family.
Okay.
That's how we got them.
Wow.
Yeah. So.
Well, okay, you guys sing some of that too now.
All right. Okay.
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
Purple Rain.
There you go. Rain. I'm a doo-wop guy, remember?
I'm gonna have to go back before the entertainment. We will be giving away bicycles.
Right.
It's a raffle.
Right.
The kids get the raffle tickets from the AB Honor Roll.
Right. So they get a chance by virtue of being on the AB Honor Roll.
Yes.
So it's not just because I'm, 18
and
and
the
under
kids
or whatever.
around on the yard,
right,
per se, they will be distributing raffle tickets throughout the day, and we give away about 100 bikes each year.
Right.
And the kids are so happy. That is the most exciting.
Yeah.
Yes, it's like Christmas. It's so exciting. I have actually witnessed one of the kids standing over a bike praying for that bike.
Really?
He did not receive that bike, but the next person that did receive the bike, they switched bikes at that. So God was in the midst
always
of that whole.
Always.
I watched it. I was able to witness the glory that came out of the whole transformation.
That's a beautiful story, really. Really.
I saw it happen.
And to have faith at such a young age, too. I mean, that's a big deal.
He prayed over that bike.
I mean,
literally, yes.
Had a little oil in his back pocket.
Yes. He lay oil on the handlebars.
And we're always looking for people and groups to sponsor bikes.
Right. All right, so how do I do that? If I wanted to help you sponsor, who do I contact, and how do I get you? Where do I buy it from, or do y'all buy it, or how does that work?
Either or, however you want to do it. I have bikes coming in from all over the United States.
Right.
People donating, even calling Walmart, purchasing the bike. I pick the bike up. But you can call Reginald Barrett if you're interested in sewing into this actual event.
Sure.
And his number is 252-567-5119.
Okay.
And we'll pick it up. We'll do whatever. We store them at our home until the actual day.
We'll drop by your house. I bet that's...
We can't even walk in our house the day before, the day of. But we have people, volunteers in the community that will store them for us as well.
Sure.
That actually let us use their truck to get them from point A to point B.
Right.
And we line them all up in front of the stage so the kids are able to look at them and pray for them all day. But it's a fun part of the whole event.
Doubt about that.
Yes.
That's awesome. So again, I can either buy a bike, or I can send it to you, or I can just send you a check and say, "Hey, go get a bicycle and want to do it." So, how many kids normally are part of the AB Honor Roll?
This year we have about 200.
That's awesome.
Last year we had about 300.
Yeah.
But this year the grades were higher.
Right.
So yes, we have a lot of straight A students that we're very proud of. Their parents are proud, and we want to shine on them and let the community also show how proud they are that they're from there.
That's awesome. And don't you think the COVID year probably had a little bit of an impact in the numbers that we're looking at? But, but what I think everybody needs to hear is we need somewhere between 200 and 300 bikes, so we don't have to raffle these things off.
And thank you.
That would be awesome, right? 200 to 300 bikes. You hear that?
That would be amazing.
Then every child can have a bike.
There you go. Exactly. That's where I'm going with that. So, and so how many have you gotten in the past? I mean, it feels like 25, 50 bikes.
Oh, we've gotten more than that.
Okay.
Last year we had about 70.
Okay, 70.
And that little part of the segment.
So we just need 4 times the number of bikes. It's not that big of a deal, right?
And if people don't have the funds, and we will even accept used bikes and give them to them in the background.
Sure.
We're going to display the new bikes, but there are some used bikes out there that would help the kids over the summer get to and from.
Oh, you kidding me?
And it's a blessing to them, whether it's new or old.
That's how I got around all over Rocky when I was a kid.
Yeah, on the handlebars, right?
Absolutely, on the handlebars, on the bike, the back. And, from Inglewood over to Tarboro Street, Meadowbrook, everywhere. Wherever there was a friend to play with.
Right.
And, that's back in the days, the only rule was you come home before the street light comes on.
That's the rule.
No cell phones, no texting, none of that. All right, so what else we got on the schedule? So I think we're rolling into Sunday.
Yes, Sunday was scheduled to be at the event center.
Okay.
But due to they have a tournament going on.
Okay.
And we felt that the room only will hold 600.
Right.
And for a gospel concert, Rocky Mount going to have more than 600 people.
Oh, I hope so.
So we're going to move it back to the train station.
Okay. So it's going to be in the lawn of the train station, or is it going to be in the actual inside?
On the lawn.
On the lawn.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
On the lawn, open air.
Yeah, got it.
Right.
Yes.
And there.
So we're having a tent meeting.
The featured artist is John P. Key.
Okay.
All right, but we also have Tevin Harris.
Okay.
Mark Green and family.
Okay.
And then
John P.
Key.
Yes.
Awesome. That's going to be awesome.
Very well.
And the whole weekend is free.
I know. I got to show up.
Just
show up.
But we have vendors out there too, so make sure you support them.
Yes.
Do you guys have a booth out there to support the actual festival that folks can make contributions or buy stuff or whatever? Because it's important that we try to sustain this thing, right?
Exactly.
Right. So we will have 2 tents out there ourselves.
Okay.
So and there's always somebody that doesn't have a dime.
That's right.
So this year we have our popcorn is coming back and it's free.
There you go.
We have water, drinks, so everybody's welcome.
There you go.
Whether you got a dime or not.
That is outstanding, and that's the point, right?
Yes.
It's a moment of celebration.
Come on.
It's a moment of education, and it's a moment of celebrating who we are as a community, right?
Yes.
So that's a beautiful thing. And 3 days of this are exciting. I will definitely be there on Sunday. I can't wait for that.
Yes.
That's going to my favorite.
This is the first year we've had three days.
I know. Yeah.
And it actually came up because June 19th, the actual day, is on Sunday.
Oh.
And it's also my anniversary.
Well, that's all that really matters.
That's all.
This celebration is
I
for
planned
Rita,
the whole, that's
Rita
right.
and
I
Reggie,
planned
right?
the whole thing.
Yeah, and nobody realizes that until now. We've just outed you. I'm
since
sorry.
1865. This was already in the making.
That's right. It's preordained.
That's right.
That's right.
That's right.
But anyway.
But we're looking forward to the whole event.
Well, thank you guys for showing up.
Now,
Yes, sir, go ahead.
let's not forget, though, after the gospel show,
Right.
we're gonna recognize our black farmers from the community with the Farm to Fork event.
Well, guys, I want to thank y'all for coming and sharing this time with me and sharing about Juneteenth. And I think a lot of folks are going to be interested in hearing about it. I know a lot of people have touched it, tasted it a little bit, but I don't think anybody understands really the depth and breadth of the event. And so thank y'all for coming and sharing that.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.